Hey, what's up, this?
Not too much. Had a really irritating error that locally it works, and when I push it to the cloud, it breaks. The problem is it takes
Uh,
about half an hour for that cloud instance to build. So I have to like
oh,
make a
wow.
little change, push it, wait half an hour, see if it works, do it again. It's been a long day. How about you?
Yeah, pretty good. Just a regular old day. Pretty easy. Been working on my I've been cloning this Chipotle find a Chipotle modal. It's more
Okay.
involved than I imagine. Every time I
Are
do
you
one thing, I'm like, oh, it does that too. It's a
are you
lot of
using a
parts.
dialogue tag?
A dialogue tag?
Yeah, you said it was a modal. Yeah, I mean dialogue is a tag. I mean there is a dialogue. There's like a native HTML dialogue now.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, because I never heard of that.
Okay. Just curious. I've,
I
I've been
kind of
trying to learn that one.
I just kind of dug through what was on their site as much as I could and kind of try to mimic whatever
Gotcha.
structure they had for their modal. But I'm learning, I'm also at the same time, of course, having to learn Google Maps and how to work with that API. That's been
Yeah,
pretty interesting.
that's a handy one.
Yeah. Putting down markers and making custom markers and all that stuff.
Yeah, I've been wanting to learn OpenStreetMaps just because it's open. I like the idea of it. I don't know if it's easy, how much more difficult or easy it is to use than Google's.
Google is man, every time I learn something new with their APIs, it's like their documentation is so mystical. It's like they'll leave out 30 things, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely experienced that.
So Moose is back. What's up, Moose? Did you get your audio figured out, Moose? You had some stuff going on.
They're responding in the chat, so probably not.
Yeah, still audio issues. Well, it said about 6 people clicked that they were interested and might come. I don't know who they all are, but let me just see who else shows up.
Lerner, Sue, and Jeff are the ones that aren't here yet.
Okay. I'll be back. I'm going to get some agua.
Good day, Lerner.
Ahoy. It's
Hey,
okay.
Paul,
It's not
Jeff.
like
Hey,
a position. He doesn't need sound. He's
No.
actually. He should just do interpretive dance.
we'll just use memes.
That's right.
I saw, Learner, that you might make the Blender tutorial that Bogey's giving.
Yeah, I saw that badass game. Like, if Bogey's going to do anything remotely close to that game and that video you showed me, I want to be there for that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, that was Neos, which he actually, when I asked him how to do a player card before, he showed me this like setup in Neos, but I really want to configure it with Python. You're turning green now, Naltrock. Still can't hear you though.
If you want, I can give you a Zoom number to call into. It's definitely not as cool as your microphone working in Discord. But I'll give it to you in case you want it.
Yeah, I see the indicators too, but
Outlook, not so good. My sources tell me no.
Magic 8-Ball.
Oh, Moose is right. Maybe Cortland's using Discord in his browser and his permissions are wonky. But if anyone wants to join in through Zoom, the link is in the social chat.
do you, Paul? Do you got the audio from here, like coming through your Zoom somehow or something?
It's purely from your mouth to God's ears. I mean, from my laptop speakers to my laptop's microphone is the air gap that's bridging Zoom and Discord right now.
Okay. Sounds very technical. Using all those molecules.
That's right. It's very physicsy. I don't understand all the details. It's chaotic.
I've been sitting in on one of my students on high school class, like they're learning chemistry,
Can you
atoms.
mute yourself in Zoom, Learner?
Oh,
Okay, so I have to know, did any audio come in last night?
from you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard. I remember hearing from you, Naltrock.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that was happening too. And then I thought I also spoke to Amari earlier. Maybe it was just like a chance. We were saying the right introductory comments at the right time, and didn't actually hear each other.
Maybe not.
So predictable that you simulated the conversation and just played back your responses.
This secondhand Zoom audio sounds really good.
Yeah. All right. That's
Glad to hear it. I'm getting some. I hear myself in Learner's. Mike, Paul, do you mind unmuting yourself? You want to speak? Sorry to ask that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Hello, everyone. And Moose, I don't think that I've met you before. It looked like you're also having similar issues with the browser. So we can start talking about the cool stuff now, which is deploying things. Yay! As I was telling Amari earlier, you always have this image in mind of what you want to accomplish and all the things you're going to do and how sparkling and amazing the world's going to be in just a few days. And then a little bit more reality checks in. So what we will be doing, my goal is to still get a couple distinct apps up in the cloud and be able to call them. And then maybe have a follow-up in a few weeks about making it behave the ways that you thought it would behave. So yeah, my main goals today are to get a new service up, let that service call another internal service, and then get the response back in your browser or whatever. Okay, so let's see if I can share a screen. Screen 2. Do you see Hari Kundabar there? Windows are closed because I just restarted the computer, hoping that would help, and it did not. I honestly don't know why audio did work last night.
Sounds like somebody's trying to talk and it's breaking up. The Naltrak's still trying to talk.
You should join the Zoom call, Amari.
Okay. There's a link.
Hey, Mari's audio seems to come through fine.
Yeah, but you're on Zoom, so it's not going the other way.
Yeah, I muted my microphone but I don't know if that's going to work because the sound bridge is from Zoom speakers to Discord microphone. So maybe everyone should switch to Zoom if that's what works for audio.
Yeah, I'm opening my Zoom.
Cortland, can you talk to see if you still get an echo?
Check 3-4 is still very echoey.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, sorry everyone. Can you switch to the Zoom link that I sent in?
I apologize for calling from.
That's all right. We've done it before. It's oh my god!
It's instant feedback.
All right, I'm in the Zoom.
Oh, cool. Let me put the phone on speaker. That way it's easier so I can take my headphones off. Maybe I should leave them on in case people talk in Discord, just in case. Okay.
Okay, we're using Zoom for audio and looking at stuff on Discord. Is that the?
Yeah, do you see a text?
I'm just on Zoom now, and there is video. There's a screen share on Zoom as well.
Is someone sharing the screen through Zoom as well? Okay. So what we have here on the left is the public-facing app, which is what would serve things like HTML or the edges of the API. And on the right is what contacts the music synthesizer. Oh, what are we deploying? We're deploying version 0.3.0 of Symphony, which is a music generation web service. Don't know if this link will work because I stopped the service on this old server yesterday. But the idea is that you use some very, very high level parameters like key signature and tempo and the name of a song to make a song, and then it'll do this. Honestly, this shouldn't because I stopped the server service yesterday, and I would expect it to 500. But if it actually completes, then that sounds like Ace Hosting. Yeah, they want to keep giving me free server service. Okay, so right now I don't think it'll be coming through on your side because it's playing through here. But this is a new song that just got written with a code that's running on the back end, and that's what this code is sitting in front of. So today we're looking at the server that handles requests from a browser like this, sends that info to a backend app to write audio files. It finishes that process and then lets the server know, okay, we finished that backend songwriting. We can let the browser know that it's all done. And this is currently hosted with A2 Hosting. It's a pretty straightforward VPS, virtual private server, not any bells or whistles, and it's pretty cheap. That's why I went with it. I've been using them for like 5 years, though they aren't really intended for like scalability. They don't offer like file storage or machine learning services, which are things that are well, file storage is certainly in the near future, and I think working with some neural networks could be interesting in the farther future. So today I want to go to Google Cloud and see what kind of services exist that can help run this. Someone mentioned earlier, I think it was this, was talking about Cloud Run, where you can run images. And that is an interesting option. And my immediate thought about that is one important feature of Symphony is that it can host, it stores the audio file for you, and it's able to provide a URL to play back that audio file. Because music or sound, just like images or CSS files or HTML content, is just a resource that you can find. So whenever we send a request, we get back a URL, and that is the path to that song, right? So this is an MP3 file that now lives on some server, and we need to be able to give that to whoever's asking for the MP3 path. However, if you're using a Docker container to serve your website like this, there, in some cases, there may not be a guarantee that the assets written would be persistent on that image. You can set up volumes so that the data you write lasts, it persists across instances. But I feel like if I'm going to go through the trouble of setting up Docker volumes, I may as well go ahead and set up like a file connection to the, what's it called, file store here. Can someone jump in? This has disappeared.
I'm on Zoom.
I wanted to ask this about their experience using.
Can you hear me? Oh, hang on.
Here.
Hang on. I'm sorry, I was muted in Zoom. I'm on Zoom. Paul is sharing your screen via Zoom.
Oh, okay. Easy. Thanks for popping in. So, yeah, can you talk about that file service, your storage service on Google Cloud?
So, have you heard of IPFS before?
That's a type of file system, I think.
IPFS, yeah, it's Interplanetary File System. It is a distributed, it's a peer-to-peer file sharing network that is relatively performant. And the thing is for the volumes you're doing, go to web3.storage real quick. I think that currently their pricing is above that of S3, but there's expectation. There's a peer-to-peer network. There's not peer-to-peer, a blockchain called Filecoin. And Filecoin is based on proof of storage, and you have to. I don't know if you heard of Arweave, but you essentially at any time a storage server has said that it's going to store something for a period of time. There's a contract specifying that. It's like, you'll give me 5 Filecoin and I'll keep your file for 5 years. And at any time it can get queried by another peer saying, do you have this little chunk of this file? And if it doesn't have that little chunk, then it gets slashed. And so that storage network has like exabytes has a huge amount of information. But Filecoin is not directly queryable. Like, I can't connect to a storage server and pull down a file. Instead, those files are also mirrored on IPFS. And that is currently, again, the pricing is supposedly a little bit higher for Web3.storage, but it's expected to go down significantly. And it's definitely, if you're doing NFTs or anything that you need to guarantee that your content's going to be available long term, then IPFS or Arweave is definitely the Web3 way to go.
Okay. But what if customers don't want to pay me in crypto? Like, I'd rather take payments in USD.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to proxy that cost anyway. Like, if you had a Google bill coming in, then you would have to. And I think that Web3.storage is in USD, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I did get distracted by the fact that it's using a blockchain to store files, and it
Well, it's
seemed
using a
little extra.
blockchain to prove that the files are there. That is. Let me ask real quick. Let me ask the internet how much file storage, how much space is in. Or actually, I could ask the AI. Let me find Discord real quick.
Okay, so Cloud Run. See, so this is containerized apps, and I do have both of these in a container. We've got Windy is the synthesizer, and Tim Pan is the composer. So this is what I would deploy, and I think that this would be fine sitting in the container because it doesn't. No, it does need to persist data. They both do. They both write to the file system, and as long as the container doesn't get removed, it should be fine.
I mean, you say that Symfony is web-based. They don't have any sort of plugin for supporting like S3 or like some sort of storage service.
Which one?
A Symfony. You said the name of the service there's a web service that's doing the rendering of the audio.
Oh yeah, I mean I haven't written that. There's a lot of things that I would like to write, and time is extremely limited. So like there's one thing at a time.
Did you write Symfony?
Yes.
Google Cloud to become Symfony's primary cloud provider. So this Symfony is not the same one. This is a different.
This is Symfony. I'll put it in the Discord chat.
Okay, it's not. Yeah, give me a link. I'll rejoin Discord so that I can see things.
No guarantees that a particular URL allows. Should be expiring yesterday, and that's what this whole replacement process is for. The name servers are hosted with Namecheap because they're true to the name. They have great deals on domain names. And it's currently pointing to an A2 hosting server, which is that VPS I mentioned earlier. But again, this is a pretty traditional, I just have a bare bones Linux box in Michigan. They offer WordPress hosting too, yay. But there's more modern options. So that's what I'm here to look at now, and let's look at deploying something. So if I have a container built, can I just upload it to here? Service. Look at the one that I made the other day because I was getting familiar with this. So if there's other people on the call who are not acquainted with this UI, in comparison to the Amazon console, it's easier for me to look at. Oops. It has a lot more space, and like there's not a lot of distracting options. I feel like Amazon wants to put every option in your face, and it kind of becomes too much text clutter. But here, I feel like it's easier to navigate, so that's a nice selling point. You can see that I don't have any services actually being called right now, which is expected because I haven't deployed and told people about something. And this is for the Say Hey project, which I remember the edit capabilities being up here. Oh, here, edit and deploy.
So you have to upload your image to the either the container registry or the artifact registry.
Yes, so I think that's something that I haven't done here yet because I just did this test Hello World type app through the browser, and I let it build and run the image for me. And now I have a new image that I wrote on my local machine. And you're right that I do want to upload that to some registry. So let's find out how to do that.
There's actually you depending on how much control you want to have over what's happening. They have a function, this deploy function that you could run from your command line that'll just package everything up and make the image and place it in it'll put it in the registry and all that stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. We use a Google for metagame. We use a not Google, a GitHub action that runs whenever a new pull request is created or updated. That just builds the image and puts it on in Google's container, whatever, and then starts a Cloud Run instance. So all that's automated. And I could pull some of those commands real quick.
Yeah, my suggestion, just if you just like it, the more like you can, I have that set up too. Then you have to set up your config file and all that. But to get it up there and just see what happens, that deploy thing is a nice quick step because you don't have to have any config
I mean,
files.
is it Gcloud? Which CLI is it that you use that has a deploy command?
Yeah, Gcloud.
Did someone post a link to a place? I feel like I saw it pop up, and then I don't know where it went.
Okay, I got this. Where is? So those directions right there are some good quick start directions just to do like, a real basic deployment from the command line.
Okay, so
In the Discord.
yeah, so that's what it's called in Discord. And the first thing to do, like you said, or someone said, is to upload the image to a registry. So let's find out where we can do that. And you're suggesting that Gcloud has some sort of upload commands, like maybe I give it the tag of the Docker image I want to upload, and it'll know where to put it. This is a lot of things to look at and recurse help info for, so I'm going to keep using my internet like you posted with that link, and search for image registry. Oh, here. Maybe and could be in developer tools or
Hey,
in
Sue.
Nate. Oh, hi, Sue. You know what else might help? Google. Okay.
I think I put the wrong link in there. That's not what I meant to put. You just. I put another link in there if you wanted to look at that. That's a.
Okay. It also looks like I need to do the step of enabling a container registry for the project. So let me go ahead and do that. This is TinPan. And oh, great. Yeah, this is so much nicer to look at than the Amazon consoles, in my opinion. Which is just, there's something nice about that. UX, UI is not a task, not a skill that I have, but it's something I can recognize, and does make a difference.
Their billing is also a lot better. Like a couple times, Amazon has surprised me with multiple $100s of charges. That I was like, how was I to know that this was happening? But Google's really straightforward about it.
Your billing is enabled. It is. I gave them my credit card number, and yeah, let's hope for no surprise $100 bills.
No, it's the thing. Google has not ever done that to me. It's been Amazon a couple times it has.
The name of the project. So as long as it takes a human-friendly name to be able to do. Don't not have access to TinPan. Do I need to like refresh some cache or pull in some projects? Okay. Let's just keep going. In directory. Okay, that's all done. Run deploy. Okay. Prompted to enable the API. What does that mean?
Let's see. It'll ask you, like, you have to have an API enabled for cloud build, because I have let me see, I have a list of all the things that have to be enabled. It's all these little mini services that have to be enabled to you got to have Cloud Run enabled, artifact registry, cloud build, and I think compute.
Yeah, I remember seeing options for deploying basically a single function at a time, and it'll bill you for each individual function call. But I thought that was a very interesting option. So that instead of having like a
Yeah. But you still have to have it hosted somewhere, if you
Oh
could,
my gosh.
I guess, if you weren't going to host it there necessarily.
Not serverless functions just sort of live in the cloud, and you don't pay for their, when they're not using them, you don't pay for them.
right.
Oh my
But if you
god.
don't keep,
I
Oh,
didn't
Hakeem,
know.
what's
I
up?
didn't turn off my video. Awkward.
oh, if it makes you feel better, I'm looking at about managing images. So I didn't see images of you. I saw images of text. Having a server though that your app is working on and living on, the benefit in my opinion would be you're able to maintain sessions or some temporary state. Whereas if you have a serverless
Yeah.
call, then you would need to re-authenticate with every single request.
Well, not inside of there necessarily, because you can give permissions and your like credentials in your project, so that anytime it accesses the API, the function API, it knows that if you're doing it all within Google Cloud, you don't have to. They'll be authenticated between themselves. But if you're like accessing it from outside of the Google Cloud, you could still have credentials in your outside project. That means you don't have to go through like an authentication. Officially, it'll know that you're allowed to. But
How's the text size here? Is that better? I'm sorry, it's smaller.
that's really good.
Oh yeah, I want to do from image. Okay. How about I read the help file? So yeah, I want to look for the image option.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because with Metagame, I just looked at it, and we're using Docker as our container registry, and deploying from there. Which it looks like they're doing the same thing in this example.
Yeah,
And that's just Docker push, and then the name of the tag.
Right, but Metagame is open source. This is not open source software, so I don't really want to host it on Docker.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm excited and happy to talk through these steps, but I don't plan on publishing the code. Like, it's fine if you see snips here and there at the surface, but definitely not trying to expose this image to a place that people could just grab it. And I could pay for Docker to host my images for me, but if I can just do that in one place, like if Google Cloud, check the registry.
I didn't realize that it wasn't open source. That was the only thing.
Happy to clarify. $300 in free credits. Another reason I moved over to Google Cloud is I saw on various parts of the internet is that in terms of helping startups, a lot of these cloud service providers have various startup programs or things you can apply for, and Google seemed to be the friendliest in terms of how the kind of benefits that they can offer. So if you are also starting up and looking for potential sources of funding, consider Google Cloud. At least you might get your hosting paid for. Okay, so let me see if I can read. An image to a registry. Okay, I need a registry name. Means I need a registry. Didn't it just say I need to push an image to?
You should enable the API on your project if you haven't yet.
That should have been over here. Close all those tabs. Close all these tabs. Step out. Enabling the registry.
You on the left, if you go to APIs and services and go to library or enabled or library. Yeah, then you could search what was it we say, the artifact registry? Or you could search at the very top. You could put slash. Oh,
yeah,
there you
that's
go.
the one I use a lot. That search at the top's really useful.
Great.
You gotta
I'm glad-
over on the
that-
right where it says
Great
create.
credence. This is that API, yeah. And yes, I think that it will be used with cloud functions, but not right now. So no, I'm not using them right now. That'd be my name.
This is creating authentication credentials.
This is the name of your artifact registry service account. So you should.
Yeah, I haven't. Probably need to start one to begin with, right?
Yeah. But you might want. I don't know. You're probably gonna do this again. Doesn't matter. And the role. Editor would let it do everything it needs to do. I don't know. There's more specifics I don't know about security. Like you may want to be more detailed about it, but I know editor at least will let you. It's because it's got to be able to write to your Cloud Run service. So you're basically giving it permission to do that.
Editor looks good, but owner looks better, so I picked owner.
Yeah.
And I don't need to grant any other access at the moment. Okay, so great. Service name and see if I push create credentials again. If it's a new screen.
There was a credentials tab in the page that you were just on. In the next to it's got metrics and then oh. Yeah, there's the service account's the second one in the list.
Great. Okay. So let's go back over to pushing and pulling. So pushing an image to a registry. These images are definitely not 5 terabytes. I think it's these are oh wow, SuperCollider is pretty big, so 100 gig. And TinPan, which is the Node app, is half gig. So with my upload speed, that's going to be like probably an hour, but it's not too bad. I did not see this part about adding registry. That came before pushing an image to a registry. So make sure all these steps are done. Tag image.
Yeah, that's what you're not doing.
Right, this is a Docker integration, and it looks like this registry is from Docker. So
Yeah,
like,
you get that part.
oh, hang on, there's even another prerequisite before you begin. Okay, so that one we just did, right? You just enabled container registry for.
There's actually they have container registry is their old registry and they've updated it to artifact registry. You can still use both, but You should probably enable container registry too, because I think whatever steps you're gonna do, I think it's gonna try to automatically upload to default to the container registry. So you should enable that API too, just in case.
Okay, so that's definitely one curve to Google Cloud is recognizing that all these microservices they offer need to be enabled. Like, I'm sure they aren't on by default. It makes sense in retrospect because otherwise you might be accidentally using things and being charged for them.
There it is at the
So these
bottom,
are
near the bottom,
Say what?
container registry API. Yeah.
this is the one that you see is the new one, and this is the one that is becoming legacy.
Yeah. Did they already? Maybe it automatically enabled it when you did artifact registry. It looks like I don't see any enable option, and maybe it's already enabled. Oh, it's enabled. They must do it
It doesn't
automatically.
I want to know how I know what project. Oh, it's for TinPan. Okay, great. So excellent. Enabled. Yes. Okay, and then so I have the registry, and then we want to put the image in the registry. Or another third-party tool. Okay, you need to first tag registry name and then push the image.
The commands that you just scrolled off the screen, I think, are the ones you need to run. That Docker pull
one?
or Docker tag and Docker push.
What's
Did
the
you create a
DCRIO?
tag when you built the image?
Yeah, so the tags I have are when you test and TinPan, DDDD, and TinPan test build.
So I think you could just do that Docker push gcr.io/tinpan/ whatever.
Is
The tag is.
GCRIO the Google?
Yeah.
What is it? Okay, great. So that's a URL that I see down here. Docker push to, I have to tag it to the registry.
No, that's adding a tag to the image. You've already got a tag on the image. So it'll just be Docker push gcr.io/tinpan/ whatever that tag was on the image.
But Docker's not connected to Google
No.
Cloud. Like, how would Docker? How would
That's
Docker
weird.
know
Actually, the
that?
tag, I didn't realize the tag is the entire path is what they're specifying as the tag.
Yeah, this looks like it's pushing. That's what I'm confused about this third line for. So I'm not seeing how this might go to a Docker Hub if you're connected to Docker Hub, but I'm not. So I mean, let's see what
Now
happens
go
when I
back.
do Docker
Go
push.
back real quick. The second line, tag the image with the target path in the container registry, including GCR as a registry host. So you put the
Wait a
entire
minute.
path as the tag.
This tag is not the same. It may not be the same as a container or an image tag. Let's see. No, that looks the same. So I think this is just so this is cloning some image called BusyBox. Maybe that's like a Hello World type of image, and then you're creating your local tag
Yeah.
and putting a tag on this instance of BusyBox, and then you're pushing that back to your own registry. That
Yeah.
would be like git push. You wouldn't Docker, you push to your Git repo. And in this case,
Yeah, but
I
the
don't have
tag is the path to where it should be stored.
Okay. Does Docker? So you're saying Docker recognizes that?
Apparently.
So I can try that. If I know where to put it. So
So go back to the
That
command
means
line and just do I think GCR.io. There was a list of URLs in that page that you were on, that were the valid Google registry place, Google registry URLs. The page that you were just on before.
Right. I remember
No,
URLs, but I don't remember when.
no, the one that we were copying the command from.
This
Scroll
one?
up just a little bit. There you go. Scroll down. There, right in the middle there. GCR.io stores data centers in the United States.
First image push to a hostname triggers creation. Oh. Okay, well, good to read. So I'll try that tag. We'll start with Tinpan and Docker build here.
I mean, can you not retag your existing Tinpan image?
Maybe.
Just Docker tag, yeah. It'll be no. It's slash. It's slash and then the project name and then slash, and then the
there we go.
name.
I'm
The last
following
bit.
up. Okay. Project is called Tinpan, and then the image is called let's build.
Okay. Hang on, let me read that real quick. We're parsing. Try real quick. Go back for just a second.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Unless you got an idea of what to try.
It says to use the correct project ID. It might be using a nice name here. Maybe it's actually something else.
I thought it was that human readable name, but you might be right.
Oh man, how do I go back to my thing? Okay. Where's the home page? Nope. Okay. Of course, you click on the home logo. A function. Here. Okay. Project ID here. Okay, in there.
It's got repository / tag. So try doing, if you look at the error there, try real quick doing just, take the test build off. Repository / tag. Maybe, I don't know. Well, try one more thing for me, just hang on. What's the DDD? Is that, I thought your image was tagged already as test whatever.
Oh, that was a different test tag that I didn't feel like typing, so I just pressed D and then D and then D.
Okay, so there is
They're
does exist.
Yeah, this is probably just a slightly different version of this. Like,
Okay.
it's 4 hours newer, or 4 days newer.
Hey, here's a thought. Like maybe you could just whip up a simple little project that'll be very fast to upload and just go through this process.
I mean, but
it's
it
gonna be
seems
like
if we get the commands right, then it's the same essentially. It's
But
not
he says-
failing because it's too big. It's failing
But he-
because we don't have the command right.
No, but he said it's gonna take like a half an hour to upload. So I'm like, we won't get to know if this works anytime.
I think we'll
soon.
know. We'll see it uploading. It'll be like I think we'll know when it starts to work. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. That for this example, like we could do something small.
because it doesn't build until like runtime. So like
The images
I've
are already
uploaded,
built.
uh, but yeah, but it's still it rebuilds from the Docker image like when it spins up the container, and it does that on its server. So like I've gone through this process, it's upload, everything's been okay till it gets the last step, and it's like running the Docker file, and then the build fails for some reason, but you don't really find out until it's gone through everything else.
I might have just been talking about the tag name. So Docker. So I was using the Docker tag, but not the Docker push command. Let me try that. I need to push to this registry the image in tag with my project ID. Not my project ID. Okay, new error messages are nice. Image does not exist with the tag, that tag. So it looks for an image with that tag. So let me give it instead an image that definitely exists.
I think you're going to have to change the tag on for DDD. If you just do Docker tag DDD and then GCR gcr.io/tinpan, whatever your project ID is. Well, no, it was. No, you had it right.
Okay, so this is the one that we just tagged. So this is the image name, and the tag is latest.
So can you put a slash after the project? If you put a slash after the project ID and put a different tag name, does it fail?
You mean like that?
I was thinking a slash, but maybe a colon. I don't know. I would think. No, that works. Okay.
Okay. So
no, I was expecting that to be the tag. It didn't do. Put a space maybe between the instead of a slash. Put a space.
We want it to go in the tag. I think it should be a colon. Why is that not pasting? I'm clearly pressing paste. Great. Okay.
Okay, cool. I guess it's just a typo in their instructions to have a slash there instead of a colon.
Let's look at their instructions again and see if it was a typo or if we were reading it wrong.
It was definitely a slash. I mean, I remember.
I don't remember where the docs are, so oh well. Okay, so I found it. I canceled it because I'm mildly paranoid now because I don't know. So what they're telling us is that Docker will resolve this system to Google, and Google will write this to their internal registry. That's my understanding, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I did not authenticate Google Cloud with Docker. So how would it be able to write to my Google Cloud registry?
Hey, there's they actually have like this. You can make a cloud build file to configure all of this stuff in one file, and then you could deploy this, and it'll do all this stuff for you. without going
Have
through
you?
GitHub or
We could learn how to do it together if you've done it and want to provide suggestions. I'm also open to that. I was expecting to be able to upload an image. That's what I thought I would do going into this, because I remember seeing stuff about images earlier, but did not consider that they're hosted on Docker. But again, we're looking at two different registries here on Google Cloud, and we're almost to the point where it's pushing to a registry somewhere, but I'm just not confident that it's actually the Google Cloud registry yet, because I haven't done anything to connect it to Google Cloud on this side. To a registry. Where does Docker push go to?
ID followed by pound.
I get first with the registry host and push using that tag. So that's basically the same thing Google just told us. So it's just knowing the name of the registry enough to push to it? Is that all you have to do?
you have to know the name of the service, whatever you named your Cloud Run service also.
That's yeah, because the registry is already public information. So really the only private information is your project ID. So anyone with access to with the project ID is able to push to that registry. In fact, if you want to try it, I'll give you this project ID. And you can push your own BusyBox or whatever. Let's use a different project. Make it my first project, and then I'm gonna go through this process again now that I know how to do it. Enabling the API or artifacts registry. This is definitely not a tangent. Sorry, I got distracted by a security detail about whether or not to push other people's registries, knowing only the project ID. So I want to give you a project ID that you can try pushing to at some point. Now we're in the future. It's on my billing account, apparently. That should be fine. Symphony LLC.
Amari just posted a sample cloud configuration in the video in the Discord chat.
Wait. Oh wow. Copy paste.
So
Is this
that's
a YAML file?
yeah. It's you label it cloud build.yaml.
Okay, so this thing looks like it should be this one we found here. And then our Docker build args, maybe. Oh no. Wait, why are there two different? The second one is overriding the first one. Oh, these are three different examples. Okay. I need to.
No, you need all those steps.
It's oh, it's a list. That's right. This is a list of steps. Okay.
So on the I can't read the numbers, but on line 4, you gotta put in your image name, what you're gonna name your image.
Okay. So this is not building the image locally, or maybe it is. It must be, unless it's uploading all of the build context to the server, which seems a little silly. So cloud build, I'm going to say, is running on your local machine, and then does this to build the image, and then uses this step to push it to the container registry, like it says right there. And then right here, we're going to take the final step to serve the content through Google Cloud Run. Okay, so shifting the scope, as always happens. how about we put Tinpan up? Don't even worry about the synthesis at the moment, and just get an endpoint that you can call like a smoke test endpoint. So to build it, we want to call it that beautiful project ID. You know, I've been working on this like literally 4 days, waking up, going to bed. I got off work Friday afternoon and I was like, oh man, I have vacation next week. I haven't had my day job this week, and I've been wanting to do this specific like nude server setup for so long, which is so hard to like find space for it. And I've been waking up at like 7 a.m., no alarm clock or anything, just so excited to work on it and finally make it happen. I'm also extremely tired and exhausted, and I cannot wait to like not touch a computer when I go camping this weekend. But this is all great stuff. Yeah, looking forward to the future. Image name is that an or? No, it's just tag. Or is image name a variable? Like, am I supposed to have an environment variable, or is it pulling that in from some other context?
If you're,
Mario would.
are you running? You have the you can set your project in your local gcloud config file. Run a gcloud. Was it gfile config list? I think it is.
I'm gonna do it over here. Make sure I can verify that with safe. Okay, this looks okay. Here's what it says.
Oh, you're at gloud.
So the first one said gloud.
Oh,
So this is gcloud.
okay. Account. Okay, so in your account, and it's okay. I think it'll pull those local from there. Those variables, because I never set like I actually in mine I actually have my actual project ID in there. I don't know. It might
That's
pull
definitely the easiest way to do it. I mean, that's the safest thing. Because I don't know how he does variable interpolation either.
Okay. What I'm hearing is that I can define some variables using gcloud config. This is where I can manage some key value pairs that will go into this YAML file.
No, I take that back. I do have the variables in there. I do have template variables in there for project ID in my file, my config file. So I'm assuming that works.
That's good to know. I don't think it's required because I can probably also write the string literal here and it's fine. And I want to try that because it looks easier. For service name, which is Tinpan. Image is server. Max instances, 10 instances. Oh my, wow. That would be way too many, but that's a fine maximum number. 8080 is okay. Serving the API on 3000, and it's actually a different server serving the web content on 8080. If I do 8080, so hang on, looking at this, this is probably behaving similarly to a Docker Compose file. And this means that it's going to accept requests on the outside from 8080 and then pass them into the container. Let's just leave it like that. Okay, so Amari, was that you who offered the cloud build in the first place?
Yeah. In the region, did you set your region on there? Line
Nope.
20.
Oh,
It's
here.
commented out. I mean, so it's optional.
Oh, is it okay? Maybe it'll set that automatically. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they can probably auto detect the closest one. And it
Yeah.
says optional here, so
I
I
don't
feel fine
think
with that. So then G-Cloud, oh, was it G-Cloud deploy? Okay. Try it. Oh, what am I doing?
it should look like him. I'm gonna put something in the chat. The command for that.
It looks like it's apply. It said that applies a YAML configuration.
You see that what I put in the chat there?
Huh.
You got to pass it to the YAML file. Okay.
So it's a permission, which is so you have a bucket, you got a API,
So
storage
go,
API, you got to go give it permission.
because you're not connecting. You're
What is the-
connecting as your regular Google account, right? That's how you're authenticated to G-Cloud. Yeah. So does that
Maybe.
account have any permissions in your system?
That's the account it's logged in as.
So go to permissions, or I know there's a page that lists what accounts there are. Maybe accounts. So do the search bar if this doesn't work, do the search bar.
You
At
should
the
go to
top.
the on the side where it says IAM and permissions on the left. Like go back, click go back home, like to the main dashboard. Yeah, click Google. Yeah, and then click the menu open on the left, and then under IAM and admin, somewhere in there.
Service usage, go up roles, maybe manage resources.
Went away. Where'd it go?
Yeah, it looked like something useful popped up.
Yeah, one of
No, those are the projects. Never mind.
somewhere in there is your own, like your identity. It might be identity,
Oh, role.
privacy, security, roles could be.
Service. Another API. Okay, so I maybe just need to enable this one.
I don't think so. Go to I type permission in the search bar at the top of the So type permission in the search bar at the top of the page and it'll pop up IAM. No, for me it popped up in that first set.
Maybe you recently searched it and it
You can try a slash in front of permissions.
Well, just search for IAM. Oh, there it is. IAM is there now. It's the fourth one down on the. Or there's IAM and admin down at the bottom now. Or IAM and admin, the fourth one down from the top.
IAM is where all the security.
No, just go to this page real quick. Okay.
Go to service.
So that account is an owner. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. You should be able to do everything. What I'm
But
wondering
it's
is, do you
for
have,
the project, My First Project. You need the project. Switch your project next to the Google Cloud in the upper.
Oh, that's right. I did change the because I wanted to give that key to everybody so that you can push images to it. Okay, I'll come back to that tomorrow. We'll just post in the regular chat.
But that one has, so you're an owner in this one too. I don't know why it's not letting you push. I would expect that if that's how you're authenticated.
I'm trying to. What's the bucket? What do they mean by bucket? What did?
That's I agree. That was a flag for me because I definitely have not set any buckets here. When I hear the word bucket, I think of a place to put files, like a cloud, like Google Drive.
Maybe look at your services you have enabled on your project. There may be something enabled that's trying to do something that doesn't have permission to do it.
It is
Okay,
plural.
so-
It's plural.
Oh, that's what it was telling me the first time. Describe. Let's try describing it.
We'll do a list. Does it exist? Are there any builds yet? Oh, there you go.
That's probably what we want to do. Well, let's see. How can I find out that this is the project that
Oh, you got to enable cloud builds. That's what it is. If you, yeah, cloud build now. But you're not in your console. That's why it's not doing nothing. Click that go to console.
$2 hours of build minutes. Okay, so this is the, yes, it's coming together. So yet another microservice for putting together your, in this case, web service. And this, instead of me writing Docker build, I'll use gcloud builds and give it this verbose YAML file, and it'll build it for me. That'll work. Okay, so let's run a sample build in 1010. See what happens. Docker, that's in the world. So here it's submitting that YAML file and sending it to the global region. So that's why, Mario, you're asking about the region config setting. And
Yeah,
global
you don't, like you said though, I think it'll just do it automatically. You don't want a global region anyway, probably.
And there is a list of images and tags. And Mario, where did this one come from? The one that you passed? This is one you're using, right? Or similar to one that you're using?
No, that's not the exact one I'm using. That is from ChatGPT.
Oh, okay. Well, good to know.
But I'm looking at my actual one, and it's the same stuff.
Gotcha.
Have you logged in? Is there a gcloud login?
I did an init the other day, and that's probably where it got this information from.
Okay.
Well, I just had the project, forgot this.
So if you do yes there, what I mean,
Just say yes, because I've done
Yeah.
this. Just say yes, it'll just enable it for you.
Oh, it says no as the default. I want to know what project this is. Okay. Let me
Oh,
go
that's
back
it.
and make sure.
Oh, that's enable a retry. That's not gonna.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but it might do it. Oh no, wait.
You got to enable
Okay,
that cloud build API. If you go to back to your project, click on library.
Is that how I get to my stuff?
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Project number is there under project info.
And it doesn't match the one that I just copied. So I don't know what that is.
How do you, okay, let's
library.
ask the internet how to set the
You
active
need to
project in
enable
gcloud.
You need to enable cloud build on your project.
Okay, so
Go to
back to
APIs
focus.
go to APIs and services on the left, and go to
It is enabled.
All right, create credentials. It may not have permission to do something, maybe.
Well, try real quick from the command line gcloud config set project and then that project ID.
Wait, he's got. Well, I'm telling you. Look, I did this like a few days ago.
But the project number is wrong. It's not currently connected to the Tin Pan project.
That is true. Whenever I did that just about an hour ago, it said that it did not find the project. So I don't
because
feel like
you just had Tin Pan, you didn't have that number after it.
That's true. You're right. It wasn't the project ID. Okay.
So it's again, it's gcloud config set project, and then whatever that full project name and number are.
Oh, you had 2 Tin Pan projects?
I didn't use the project ID they gave me. I gave it the nice name I was using.
Oh, yeah.
Why is it so difficult to get to the dashboard? Okay, found it. Let us copy this project ID and put it over here. Hey, recognize that one. Okay. Good call, dude.
That's good.
Yeah, sweet. It's doing what we wanted it to do. That's awesome. I'm so thankful that you both have used these tools before. That's pretty sweet.
If you actually, what's cool too is they'll show you this in a little more detail too, live on the cloud build on the console. Inside of
so socket.
Like if you search for cloud build up top, or actually if you go to your artifact registry, go to your artifact registry, and there should be a builds tab in there, I think. Yeah, click on that artifacts.
Yeah, that wasn't here before. Maybe it was. I don't remember seeing it here.
You know what? It might be building to your container registry instead. So you guys got to go there instead of the artifact registry.
Well, I think it's uploading the source, building in the cloud, and then it'll create the artifact. Oh, wait. What do we got?
Cloud, still on the ground.
Yeah, hang on, go back real quick. The tag name, you had if you look on the 4th line from the bottom, you've got : different tag name. Whereas you used : latest everywhere else.
You're right about that. So we can tag.
If you
I would edit the cloud build.yaml.
Yeah, because it's gonna add whatever tag name you decide.
So I think this is like a make file where you specify what it's going to build and then you specify how to build it.
Yeah.
That is. And generally, I probably do want the latest.
Yeah, but so edit your cloud build real quick. The cloud build YAML. Online, change that to latest. The different tag name, change it to latest.
Although I think you can, if you don't want latest, you can, but they all have to be the same, I think is the point. If you wanted to have your own tag, you could.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's fetching something. I'll try this. I can try it.
If that doesn't work, then because they don't exactly match still.
Yeah, they have to match because the next step is looking for what you made in the previous step. So it's got to have, it's looking for that tag to do the next steps.
Right.
Yeah, see how it's saying latest not found? So go back and do gcr.io/tinpan blah 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 /public server :latest. You don't have public server in the artifact at the top of the. So on line 3, add /public server after tinpan. Line 3, am I on? No. I would have done the opposite, but I guess you could try that.
Yeah, and the name after like knowing that path after the project ID should be your artifact, the name of your artifact repository.
So I do
Which,
need that third segment of the path. So the path we have is the registry, then the project ID, and then you're saying that there is a third portion.
yeah, it's your registry, whatever you named the registry. I think it'll make it the registry if you haven't made
Well,
one.
why don't you try to run it once? Run what you've got and see what
We
happens.
just read it.
No, you didn't run it after you
what-
took out the public server.
So then I want to check if I have an image that is named this with this tag. So let's see if that's the case. Here's my latest ones.
Well, it's not
And
going to
I
use that
don't-
anyway. It's uploading. It's making a tarball of your source code, uploading it to Google. Google's going to build the image on its infrastructure.
You're right. I need to ignore these. It's not using these at all.
What I would suggest is go into your registry.
I just want
or
to see
your-
it run. Can we just try to run it once, just to see? Because you never know.
I think I'm on the same page as Amari about giving it the registry ID because
See? I think it built. Or no, wait, no, it was here that you got the error.
yep, step 0 error. The fact that it's not making it
it wants
step
that,
1.
it wants that registry name, the container.
Yeah, why is it pulling anything? It should not be pulling. Okay, so let's go back to what ChatGPT gave us. This is the source. I think that this needs to be like Docker file or something.
No, I
Let's try
think
to
that's
pull
what
from-
the build produces. The
If you
build
go
will
look-
produce.
But if you go back and look what I put in there, it's from ChatGPT. It says project ID / image name. You're missing the image name.
Okay,
right
so try that. Try adding the / public server to each of those, and see if that works.
What they call image name is like the name of your container registry. They call it image name, but it's actually
Point to a container to keep my task. So use any of these images. So if I want to point it to a container image, my instinct would be to give it the hash of an existing image here. So you can say like 1.
I do not think that's how that works, but we can try. If this
gonna
doesn't
keep
work,
reading.
let's try adding the / public server to each of the paths.
So the args section that comes next is also important, so I want to read about that. Args field of the step takes a list of arguments and passes them to the builder reference by the name field.
See where it says my Docker repo, the bottom next to the orange highlighted part in that path, it says my Docker repo. That's the name of your repo that comes after the project ID. That's what's missing in that path. In args, where it says project ID, but you see where it says my Docker repo, that is the name of your repository that you need to put in there. I think if you don't have the repository already in your container registry or your artifact registry, it'll make one, I believe.
I think you're right. That's the same thing I want to try, is put a / public server after each of the existing tag names.
Either way, it's going to not know what to do without something there.
So we're not having success because it's trying to fetch from a public source the image, and that's not where the image lives.
No, what they mean is they have a registry in the cloud called Cloud Builders, where they have different types of Docker images that's for using with G Cloud builds. So they're publicly available. It's not yours, it's theirs. Their repo of Docker images. So it's like
I
a
mean,
template.
Yeah. I'm just
What
saying
do we
it'll
do that
take less
for?
than like 3 minutes to just try putting a slash and then an image name on each of the. So undo the. Yeah, we'll go back and go forward. So put after tin pan blah blah blah, put a slash. Public server maybe. I think you can. I think it can be an arbitrary string, but I think you need it on all of them.
No, not there, not in line.
I think so.
not-
Let's just try it. Let's just try it on all of them because it wasn't there before and it errored out. That was the only thing that he
What?
changed before was he didn't have slash public server on that top one. And if it's like a make file, you have exactly the same thing. You have the what is going to be produced by the command below is the name of the target. If this doesn't work, try it with slash public server there at the top. Because I think this is what you had before.
So as I started that command, it's making a request to cloud build. It's looking for my projects, it looks like. And saying that it was able to complete the request and found none. My guess about the status code. I didn't write the status code, but it seems like a reasonable guess.
Because that's their repo and the path goes to their Docker image. So it doesn't know what it's looking for.
Hang on. So just real quick, try on that line 3, put a slash public server there, and just give it a whirl and see if it works.
So I'm really not convinced about this entire first line. If it's like a Docker file, the first line is what you're
Hang on, wait.
referencing.
Go back. You're missing it one other place. Put on line 12 or line 17 rather. Put a slash public server there as well. Are you familiar with make files? It looks like a make file to me.
All YAML-y things look YAML-y.
But make files, you have what the target is that you want to build, and then you have how to build it. Let's just see. I don't know. That's my guess. If this doesn't work, then I am out of guesses.
$300 build steps.
Well, hang on. Look, actually, looking at that YAML file, it looks like the name is an identifier for the build process. So would it be gcr.io/cloud builder/docker for line 3?
Maybe.
That's
Let's
yeah.
see let's see if it has failed yet.
Why did you pick slash Docker?
Because it's Docker build is the command that you're running. It's the next one down, the one below that, the next name. There you go. Scroll up. Name in that same block. But there's name on line 2, and then there's name on like line 8. Well, right above that.
Oh,
I think maybe the name is that. That looks promising.
so these two steps are referencing different. I don't know. I don't think I need 2 steps. Do I need 2 steps? I probably don't need all 3 of these steps. Because I just want to upload it right now. Maybe I could deploy it into the web UI.
Hey, in my build YAML file, that's what I put in the chat. That's what I have on line. What your line 3 is?
That
Where's
dog
those
you have Docker.
Yeah, that's
Cloud
the
build
path
slash docker.
I
Yeah.
use.
No, I think you need those other lines. I mean, you can
need
do
those-
this. It's just going to build, though. It's not going to push it to the container registry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here's the push command. Okay. So I'm fine with running it on the web UI.
Let's just try it how. Well, let's do one thing. Let's just change one thing at a time and see what happens, because I think you have everything you need there.
Yeah, this is looking good. Looks very promising to me.
Let's do it. Creating temporary Tarball archive of 73 files. Uploading Tarball to protocol GS. The logs are available. Remote build output. Fetching storage object. Create 4. Operation completed. Starting step. It's stepping. It's
Excellent.
stepping. We can go back to this UI and see what it's doing over here. Oh, cloud build. Whoa! Reminds me of work now. Oh no.
If you click on the build code under build, it'll give you details about what it's doing.
Hey, I wrote that.
All right, now what happened?
It looks like the push still has image name in the. You didn't have your push is not right. If you go back to your config, yeah, you still don't. You need to replace project ID and image name with things.
No, I didn't say that. I thought I yanked this text.
Yeah, I thought I watched you do that actually.
Okay. Make sure it's reading the latest version of the file. Okay.
All right, round 2.
This definitely saves a lot of time over uploading a gigabyte of image.
Yeah, when I finally figured out how this worked, it was such a time saver. When I was trying to, see how my app worked online. It was...
Yeah, parts of it make sense to upload this way. Like, for example, if they're able on their server to pull the Super Collider image, that's a gigabyte, then yeah, that makes sense. But like, it's not to upload my application source code, so some aspects are still being uploaded, right? How does it know which parts to grab? Does it open up the Docker file and say, oh, we're going to copy in the stuff that's copied in and upload just those parts?
Well, go to another terminal and do a find -type F pipe to WC. Yeah, just find -type F -type space F find -type -type and then space F. Yeah, hit enter.
It's
gonna get your node modules though. You have a node? Is there a node mod? Or is this a node? Is this a JavaScript program? What does this print out? What does that print out?
Yeah,
okay.
There is a node module.
I suspect that you've got 74 files, is what I would guess, other than node modules. It's just getting them all.
Someone said that this is faster at uploading compared to like building an image and then uploading it. I was contesting that statement because yeah, if you see here, still got to upload all the node modules and send that to the server here. But let's see what it says about success here. I see
Well, you're
success
still
message
in. You need to
waiting.
go back to the main cloud build index. You're still within your failed build from before.
Oh, build details.
That
Hey!
check. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Now, really, that last step of deploying it, it's really not. It doesn't save that much time, really, because you could just connect your service in there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's convenient, but it's already done the hard part, putting the image on there.
So Cloud Run should be able to run that image, right?
Yep. So you gotta, create a service and
Hit select next to container image URL. Does it pop up the ones that exist?
yep.
Oh, there's two different registries.
That's what I was saying.
like
They still have the old one.
and this is the old one, right? Container.
Yeah, click down the triangle to get your
Actually, wait. I'm going to check this file in. Cloud build YAML and FinPan. And Iowa is a great place to put computers. All, this should be an all. So I do like this internal option because Windy, this other project, is not a public service. It is only consumed by TinPan, and that sounds like a great place to use this internal option on this radio field.
yeah.
And this unauthenticated. Oh, the port though. So this is going to map 8080 to 8080. I should probably, if I had to change this to 3010, I would change this one to 8080. My guess, because 8080 doesn't reach anywhere on this project.
Yeah, cloud build demands 8080.
Okay. So we can,
Or cloud run rather.
I mean, you can run stuff on 80 though, right? For Cloud Run, you can have just normal web services.
That's what they map your container to. It's 80. But
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
in any case, I don't think I need to continue deploying this instance of the build because it won't do anything, right? So we can go ahead and cancel this and rebuild it with this new change.
Why is it still spinning? That's not a great.
I have it canceled. Oh, okay. So you're saying this has already been deployed by now?
The deployment part, like this part, where when I was learning this, I got stuck a lot. I'd get to this part and it would be spinning forever and never, because it shouldn't take that long.
Well,
to spin
up next to routing traffic on the left-hand side, up at the top, there's three little dots. Can you hover or click those three little? It's on the left-hand side. Routing traffic. Go up still up. Oh, is that no? Go up some more. It's like the fourth line down. On far left side, routing traffic. Right below creating revision. Up, down like 3 lines. No, it's there. There you go. Yeah, those little dots. I thought maybe those would give you status or something, but they don't.
The dots are just an SVG. Dots are no longer.
So it looks like there's maybe some issue running the container.
Yeah, it's got like 5-6 minute timeout, whatever multiple of 6240 is. This is where it's hosting the image, okay? And I want to know where I could reach content.
Maybe under networking? No.
And it might show up there when it's ready. And also, since it's the first deployment, it might be setting up some kind of server or something. Like maybe that's why it's also taking a little longer.
And it could have done like a TCP send to the port to see if it's open. And because the port's not open, it's not going to work. Potentially.
That's true. Let's see if any of these errors are helpful.
Is in your Docker file, is your container set to 8080?
It wasn't.
No, it's not.
That might,
Yeah, so it's running, so that's good. So I think if I change this to 3010, that's going to help. Or sorry, change the 3010 to 8080. And I'm going to go with this screen here where it's doing the health check on that port. So let's just make sure that there's a handler that handles like home.
Yeah, like wherever your main entry point is, wherever you're serving from, it's got to be 8080 where it won't talk to you.
Well, wait, I might copy pasting, and I can do. Oh,
You need to switch directories. You're still in Windy.
thanks. Did I spell it wrong?
Build stuff.
Where'd I put it?
That's weird.
The cloud build file.
No,
Yeah,
I mean
thought
he piped to, or he. Oh, you have your redirect after echo and not after what you're echoing. So you created a file
God.
called Google Cloud Bid Submit Config blah blah blah.
Did I mention I've been writing code for like 4 days straight, and I'm tired? Okay. Wow. How about we just build it? This was promising though, because we saw that the container is on the internet now, and that's a good place for it to be.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there was an error up at the top of your thing there.
Oh, it
The
finished.
the page the web page that you were on with the there you go. User prop failed to start. There you go. Yeah, it was looking for 8080.
Well, look at us smarties. We figured it out before Google.
I've already been spanked for that disobedience. I mean, that's hung me up for like 5 days. I was building over and over and over and over.
Brutal. Wow, thank you so much for saving me 5 days.
It might have taken you 2.
Let me see if this is currently working. Okay, so obviously very hacky and very underdeveloped, but this is the direction I want to take Symphony. So major changes from the existing service is like right now it writes pretty, in my opinion, low quality music. I've been working as a musician for about 15 years, and so I have a lot of ideas about the way music should sound. And what this writes is not the way music should sound. But I'm really excited by it because, I've written 150 gigabytes of music using the service, thousands of songs. And while they don't sound great, I have been working on better methods for increasing the variety and the types of patterns it can emit. the types of sounds it can synthesize. So that is one thing that's been happening in the past year since this version has been launched. Something else that will make it easier to visualize and easier to design the music is this is HTML Canvas, and you see it's rendering. This is generated musical content, MIDI notes in this case, and you can preview the melodies here. So like this is just a sparse, like background kind of sound. So this would be like a chord stab, for example, where this is the main melody. And you refresh the page, and you know this would be a short loop, and so it'll loop this over and over again. And if you don't like something, you press the button that says re-roll, and then you can just reload that one part, and the rest of the parts will be, persist.
So what is it like? Is it following a set of rules that you've given it, or like how's it generating these music snippets?
Yeah, so let's show you some of the types. This was written using Clojure and Elm. I think Elm is an amazing language, but it's just a little too slow. TypeScript is a lot nicer to work in, and it's pretty expressive. So an arc is the fundamental unit for a section of music. If you have like a verse, chorus, breakdown, chorus, verse, chorus, each one of those labels is an arc. So a verse is an arc, and a chorus is an arc, and a break is an arc. And you pattern the arcs. This is something I kind of, some rules I'm setting that make this work. This doesn't exist like in a music theory book or anything. But I'm writing content on this that I would like to turn into a book someday. So the base tells you like, are we working in triplets, or are we working in tuples? Like, is this even time or is it odd time? The size sounds like what it is, how long the arc lasts. Is it going to be 30 seconds, or is it going to be 15 seconds, or is this arc 1 minute long? CPC is a time signature, so like 4/4 time, or 3/4 time, or 7/8 time. Division is whether or not the arc basically repeats, kind of like, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or Row 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 Your Boat. Some of those songs have like the same 8 bars repeated, and the same 8 bars repeated again, and then it does something new. And some songs don't do that, so that's what divisions do. Origin is your harmonic origin. So like, what key do you start in? And the progression is what changes do you do to that key. So the generator is currently able to generate content for the description of what a space is, and then also the parts that fill it. And that's what we see here. These are parts that are explicit enumerations of those values. So each of these fields has, some set of options. And whenever you have a set of options, then you can enumerate all of the values. And I view music as a combinatorics problem. You can enumerate all of the different combinations of rhythms and tones to produce melodies and rhythms. Did that loosely answer your question? Or did that raise other questions?
I was just quiet because I'm processing. That's all. I'm just processing. Like, okay.
So will changing the container image cause the Cloud Run to redeploy?
I don't think so. But that is a good question. You can probably set it to do that.
I mean, if it's pulling the latest, I would think that maybe it would. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to build it again. Build the image again.
He built it. He rebuilt it. He's got to. Do you have to do a redeploy? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Deploy new version.
Yeah. You got to go and select your new image. What? Oh, did you?
It's just latest. He just rebuilt the same image.
Oh, I see.
The same tab.
I see. It selected your latest automatically. I don't think I've done it that way.
Sure, I hadn't been charged $3,000 for uploading 2 images. I don't think that happened. But let's make sure. Woohoo! That's great.
It's a lot of money. 0 is the biggest number.
Wait, balance, that could be positive. Yeah, you're right. Wait, you said 0 is the biggest number?
Yeah.
Oh, then that's perfect where it is. Okay. Table. How much does Pinpan cost me with Google? Nothing, but it does show me all the microservices that I'm using.
Cloud
Yeah,
Run
it's
is
really-
dirt cheap.
It's really cheap. Like I've been doing stuff for like I look at my bill from last month, it'll be like 80 cents, maybe 50.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I'm not running anything high traffic, but this is like for development, purposes. It's basic
Right.
free.
I don't plan on driving traffic to this new version. Obviously, this is not something I want to share with the world right now. But I think maybe in about a month, then I could start spreading the word. I'd like to create like an old school htaccess file, just log in with the user and password right there, and give people access, because I have docs as well about how to call the API, and then also this interface that you can use to construct your songs. So I want to
Yeah.
get like private feedback on that.
Google has I haven't used it yet, and I only know so much about it, but I know they have like a nice authorizing system. It uses OAuth, I think, but it seems pretty, from reading about it, pretty user friendly. Yet another service.
Okay, so losing steam. Gotta get to that deployment and call Smoke endpoint. Where is that project?
In your cloud.
And we are Cloud Run. Thank you, Cloud Run. Still working on it. Okay.
Create revision failed. Why is that?
Good question. So the logs refresh. It looks like it holds the old logs as well. So here's the redeployment. Well, this is probably whenever I did the wrong one. And this is the new one. So yeah. Still says 3. How does that still say 310?
Maybe you do have to change the what's selected.
Yep. Let's try that. Oh, continuous deployment. So.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. You don't want to. I don't know if
Nope.
you want to do all that now, but maybe just try to go back.
Yeah, there's
to
a
your,
SHA on it. You do have to redo it.
I keep missing this select. It's like in the. It's weird. Whoa.
Container
why is it-
registry. Go to there you go.
Thanks. Okay. This one.
yeah,
Let's do it. Third time's a charm.
gonna work. Why not?
Okay, this is a little weird. It holds these servers on. It holds onto them, and they're
Yeah.
still accessible. Does that? I need a new web address every time I redeploy.
No, it's not. Well, it's dynamic to you, but not to the user. Yeah, it does generate another. If it's a revision, I think it's the address stays the same. I believe it should be the same. Because you could, yeah, I think that link, that URL stays the same if it's a revision.
Okay. Well, where do I find the URL? Do you know that one?
Look, green check. That's good. That's good. Click that. Click that.
Yep.
Click that URL up there at the top.
No, yeah, where you just were.
Click that. See what happens.
Yeah.
Live.
All right. All right. Great.
Nice.
Well,
Good.
I'm not going to do any of the cool stuff it does because it's not connected to Windy, but I'm glad that it's right there. Thank you so much, guys.
Good start.
Yeah, I've learned a thing or two tonight.
Well, it's a process. There's always more than you think there will be, and that's fine. What learning is for.
Yeah, the hooking up to the GitHub Actions, I found that super obvious and easy to set up too, and that really made things speedy.
Are Jeff and Paul still around? I appreciate Paul being on mute so I could not be echoed.
Yeah, I don't know if they're around.
Yeah, we're still around.
Woohoo!
I'm still around.
I think I want to do a follow up to this in a few weeks with progress and like where things are more set up and we can get more into details about configurations.
Yeah,
or
I'd
editing.
like to know more about. I haven't gotten into what you're doing right now. That's about as deep as I've gotten, and I haven't used like Firebase or used their serverless back, the back end part, or using like a service with my own server type, not using Firebase, but with having a database as another service. I'd like to know about how to set that up, a back end. And I know you're going to be doing that next because you've got a whole complex back end, right?
I'm wondering, it seems actually simpler now that I have Superglider running in this container with TypeScript, but it's going to be more complex whenever we put in that file storage instead of writing to. So yeah, I got some stuff to work out, but I think it'd be interesting. Yeah, prog shots to share in a few weeks.
Yeah. Connecting services would be good to know more about.
Yeah. Paul dropped me a line a few weeks ago about a Docker Compose trick you can use so that your internal services can be networked within like a group of containers. So I'll test that out. I think it's what we use at work. I see them using it, and then Paul knows how to use it too. So I feel like I should get on that bandwagon.
Yeah, my current project, I just have my Express server it's all in one container. But I would like to separate it because I would like to like store information.
Yeah, Express is very, very nice and easy to set up. So you can like just copy your file, paste it into a new file, and then delete half the code in each one. And then you have two servers.
I will soon find out.
Change the ports. As long as you have unique ports, it should be fine.
Word. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to get out this chair and slide. My bed is 2 feet away from me. And we got a date. Thanks for
You got a date.
Yeah, with my pillow.
That sounds good. I am not going to do a lot of computer stuff for the next like 5 days. So I'll catch you all next week.
All right. Thanks for sharing, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Talk to y'all
enjoy.
later.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.